welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy and today is Case the Catalogue Day. We are casing from the MINI Catalogue, page 24, using the Peaceful Poppies suite. Love this suite. This is the card here, down here. Such a simple looking card. It's using quite a few products in that suite. This is the card here. So excited to be showing it to you. Let's get over to the craft table and we'll get started. This card uses quite a few products in the Peaceful Poppies suite. The first one is the Peaceful Moments bundle. This is a sentiment stamp set and the dies cut out all those gorgeous poppies. Save yourself 10% by purchasing the two together. I'm also using the Painted Poppies stamp set. Now you can bundle these two together. These are the painted label dies, which these two bundles work fantastically together. You can purchase these two together in a bundle, save yourself 10%, and I highly recommend buying the bundles when you buy the stamp sets. We have the Peaceful Poppies elements. Now these have vellum, die cuts, watercolour paper that's been embossed. So it's, I don't know how well that shows up. There we go, you can see that. This is a really nice elements set. We're using Versamark ink and StazOn ink. We're also using Whisper White embossing powder and the heat tool. And I have the Peaceful Poppies sequins. Now, these are really pretty. There's white, gold, Poppy Parade, and then a really light orangey sort of colour. It's just a little bit lighter than the Poppy Parade. We have the Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. We're using this design just here, this blue one, and it's just a little element underneath the sentiment. My kit is here. It's all ready to go. Now you can find all the measurements and supplies over my blog. There is a link to that blog post in the description of this video if you would like to make this card. There's also a link to my online store. Pop in that hostess code if you're making an order and you will not only earn yourself some Inky rewards if you spend over $50, you'll receive a bundle tutorial via email from me. You will also receive a handmade gift or card and it's celebration time as well. So if you're spending more than $90 before shipping, you get to choose a free item from the celebration catalogue, which is now is such a great time to be purchasing your craft supplies. So we have a Mossy Meadow card base and it's already folded or scored in half. I'm going to fold it and burnish it. It's half a piece of A4. We have the shimmering white cardstock for our matting layer, which we're going to just randomly stamp. Then I have a piece of Green Apple Green, more Mossy Meadow. Now these are for our die cutting of our leaves. That beautiful Designer Series paper is just a little strip to go underneath. I'm going to bring in that elements set. So we're going to need one of these little poppies here. Tall. Now these are really heavyweight elements. Quite thick. So these are really great to pop on your card. And we're also going to use one of these. Oh, there's one already. Now they're black little label tags. Okay, so I don't need anything else in that one. I'm going to bring this one in and let's just do our stamping first and then we'll move on to our embossing. Because I want to stamp off the edge, I'm just going to bring in a scrap bit of paper. I have the StazOn ink here. We have the two poppy stamps, so I'm going to use that large one first. And I'm just going to stick 3 down. We have 3 images that are going to be randomly stamped down here on the matting. So we have the large poppy, the smaller poppy, and then we're going to do a leaf as well. I might come back with that smaller poppy. I'll see how I go. So then we have this jagged leaf. we go. Doesn't that look good just on a card by itself? Look, with a sentiment there, that would look really, really good. With your StazOn, you've got to make sure that you stick that little tray back on top. It keeps it from drying out. So we can stick that to the side. Let's bring that little label in. Just going to hit that with the embossing buddy. Because it's black, just want to make sure that no stray powders are going to go anywhere. We're going to use the Versamark ink, and I have the sentiment here that says congratulations from the peaceful moments. We're going to ink that one up. Placing it down in the middle. And the white powder here. So I have my heat tool here. I'm just going to warm it up and then melt that powder. Lastly, our last element is all our die cutting of our leaves. So let's bring the big shot in and we'll do those quickly as well. So in the die set we have a detailed leaf with a solid leaf, so these two here. But we're also using this one here as a little bit of a different leaf on the side. So in the Mossy Meadow, we're using these for our solid leaf, this larger one. And we need 3 of these ones, and we need 1 of this one here. So let's run them ones through. In the Granny Apple Green, we're going to need 2 of those detailed leaves. I really love the contrast of these 2 leaves together, the light and the dark. Doesn't that look fantastic? It really makes the Granny Apple Green stick out. So we have all our elements done and ready to pop on. We'll bring in all our other pieces. So we're going to glue down our shimmery white piece just with some Tombow Mono Glue, multi-purpose. You can see I already stamped the wrong side because I forgot about my leaves. I'm also going to stick some glue down and just add that designer series paper down the bottom. You could use tear and tape with this one as well, that would work as well. Because this was just an off piece, I'm just going to trim that edges off a little. Look at that pretty backing designer series paper. They've done so well with this whole suite. Now I want to glue my leaves together, so my light granny apple green down onto my mossy meadow. So I'm going to do 2 of those. Now the easiest way to pop these down onto our sentiment piece was using tear and tape. I thought it just sort of stuck straight down where I placed them. So I'm just going to run a strip of tear and tape along the top and also down the block on the bottom. And I'm putting one of those leaves just up off the top. And that funny one that we made, where is it? Here it is here. This one here, it's also going to be just placed in there. Another one just off underneath. And this one I found I had to cut down just a little, so let's take off that much. And he's just going to go in and underneath there. Doesn't that look awesome? Okay, so I'm going to pop this one up with some dimensionals. So I want to give it a nice lot of pop up. And I also found that I stuck a few on the leaves just so they wouldn't droop either. With these edges here, I'm just going to cut up and use those half dimensionals to go onto my leaves. You don't have to do this if you don't like popping too many dimensionals down. I'm just always paranoid that when I give a card to someone, it's going to fall apart a little bit or squish down. I want it to be able to go through the post without any issues. So you don't have to do every single leaf. It's definitely not a must. But the ones that are sticking out a fair way, I think it's worthwhile to do. Our thick poppy element, I'm just going to glue down with some Tombow glue. I don't think it needs any extra dimension. I think it's just perfect the way it is. Now this one's facing inwards and the other one was facing outwards, but there's a couple there to choose from. So I have my Peaceful Poppies sequins here. And I find it really easy to use my Take My Pick tool to pick these ones up. Now we need some clear sequins as well as the Poppy Parade ones and one of the almost, I don't know, sort of a little bit like, sort of in between Pumpkin Pie and Calypso Coral, I think. It's a really light one. So I need 5 clear, and there's a mixture between the normal sequins and then there's flower sequins in here as well. So I want to get a little bit of both. So 5 clear, 3 in the Poppy Parade, and one in the light pinky orangey colour. So I'm actually going to go in with my Tombow glue and just pop some little bits of glue down. I find Tombow works really well for sequins. I think that's enough. Let's start popping them down. And that's today's case card. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you left me a comment. All the measurements and supplies can be found over my blog. There's also a link to that shopping online store if you would like to purchase any supplies. I will be back with another video very soon, so hopefully you can come back and join me. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.